I'm Dan Ackerman, and we are here taking a look at the new 11-inch Sony Vaio E-Series laptop. You may ask yourself, whatever happened to 11-inch laptops? I used to see them around all the time. The answer is nowadays you don't see them around quite as much. There is the 11-inch MacBook Air that's still pretty popular, a couple of 11-inch gaming laptops, and one or two, but these have largely gone the way of netbooks. You don't see them a lot anymore because people who need a laptop to travel around with a lot, they've really jumped to those super thin 13-inch Ultrabooks and Ultrabook style laptops, which give you more screen for about the same weight or even less than your average 11-inch laptop, even though they have slightly bigger footprints. There are cases, however, where you want something that's very small like this, so you are going to go with the 11-inch. They can be very inexpensive. This guy starts at $449. They are a little bit on the thick side. This one especially, it's thicker than pretty much all of the Ultrabooks and really thin 13-inch laptops that we've seen recently. But you make up for that with the low price, and Sony gets that by using an AMD CPU in the system rather than, let's say, an Intel Core i3 or other sort of low voltage Intel chip. And you do pay a little bit of a price in terms of performance, especially when you compare it to more expensive Intel systems. But for what you're really doing on your laptop, especially your travel laptop, surfing the web, sending email, going on Facebook, it's actually perfectly fine. You shouldn't get too hung up on that. And as a nice bonus, AMD is very obsessed with graphics. Since they bought ATI, the graphics company, they work a lot of that technology into their CPUs now. So you can actually play some half-decent games on this without dropping the frame rates really too much. Even though this is a smaller laptop, you get your typical really nice Sony keyboard. It's the flat island style keys, and the key faces are actually pretty big. The touchpad kind of gets squeezed down a little bit. I call it letterbox style, where it's much longer than it is wide, and that makes it a little hard to do two-finger gestures like scrolling to get through a long page. You do, however, get some ports that the thinner Ultrabooks sometimes have to leave out for space, like a full Ethernet jack or even a VGA video output, which is something that a lot of the thinner laptops just can't fit in. What you do get that's even more important than that is a really nice new design. The Sony E-line, which also includes a 15-inch laptop, they have kind of this wraparound look. I think is very modern. Actually looks a little bit nicer than some of Sony's more expensive laptops, which can actually look a little generic. So if you're willing to overlook the lower power AMD processor and just use this as a travel laptop for web surfing and email and basic stuff like that, I think you're going to find it very usable. I'm Dan Ackerman, and that is the Sony Vaio E-Series.